Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday morning. Live to you this morning for a devotional. We're going to continue on in the chapter, in Genesis chapter 9. If you remember at the end of Genesis chapter 8, um, Moses when he stepped off the ark, and the first thing he did was sacrifice to the Lord, and then God made a commitment to to not destroy the world anymore by water. uh, and um, and so in it says, as long as the world exists, it won't be destroyed by water, because man is only evil, have imagination of evilness since their youth, and talking about us, of course. In Genesis chapter 9, it says in verse 1, it says, and God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, be fruitful, multiply and replenish the earth. In other words, just, you know, let's get it going now. Let's get this earth repopulated. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth and upon every fowl of the air, upon all the all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fish of the sea. Into every hands are into your hands are they delivered. In other words, everything's gonna respect you in your family, Noah. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whosoever shed man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man. And you be ye fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and I, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the entire earth or the earth. And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and you. So we want to know where the rainbow come from. It's God's promise that he won't destroy the world by water. That's where the rainbow comes from. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, and I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said to Noah, this is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark The sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them were the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. In other words, he was a he grew grapes, you know, and he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. In other words, Noah was naked. He was drunk and he was naked. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren without. In other words, his son Ham saw his drunk daddy, was looking at his drunk daddy naked, and then he went and told his other brothers. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both of the shoulders and went backwards and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backwards, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Cain, and servants of servants shall Canaan rather. Canaan. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all the days of Noah was 950, and he died. So in chapter 9, God goes on to bless Noah and his sons and have them to, increase in the world, to repopulate the world that had been destroyed by 40 days and 40 nights of a flood. And not only 40 days and 40 nights of a flood, but after the flood stopped, there was another 4 months that the water just sat there. And then after that, there was after 4 months of the water just sitting there was I believe, an additional 2 months. I may be off on the latter part, but in other words, the water set dried up within 11 months. It took almost a year before all of this was dissolved. The water was dried up. So then when everything was dried up, God had Noah and his family to come off the ark. And then when they came off the ark, he gave them Noah worshiped. He did a worship to God. Then when he worshiped God with the offering, God really was impressed with this offering. He was impressed with the fact that the man that he saved, Noah, and his family showed their gratefulness, their thankfulness to God by worshiping Him, and he immediately, God made a covenant with them and the earth. As a result of that, he decided that he will no longer destroy this world by a flood. He's not going to destroy the world, excuse me, by a flood, by a flood, but he's going to establish a covenant. And so that covenant he established was in the sign of a rainbow. And so that rainbow, as you see it from time to time when it's raining, is a remembrance that God will not destroy the world as he did in the 40 days and 40 nights with the flood. And then later on, the scene changes, as Noah, who is a planter of grapes, and he's he planted a vine of grapes, and when he planted this vine of grapes, he got drunk. He got drunk from the grapes, and when he got drunk, he was laying there naked, and his son Ham saw him laying there naked. He saw his daddy laying there naked, and so I guess instead of covering him up, um, of course, it was a shame. I mean, it is a shame to look on your parents. They just laying there naked. So he saw him laying there naked. Instead of him covering him up or whatever the case is, he went out and told his other, oh, Dad, look at that. You should come look at that. He in there naked. He naked. So what his other two sons, Shem and Japheth, did is they got something and covered him up. Now, what's unique here is that it appears that this probably was the first time Ham saw his daddy like this, and I guess more or less he was making set out to make fun of his daddy. Look at him, look at him over there. He's drunk, he's naked, just laying there, and so instead of shaming him, what Shem and Japheth did is covered him up and to hide his shame. And so when Noah when he sobered up, he realized what his younger son had did, and so he cursed him. And the moral of that story is when we see people that are especially family members, if they you know in a shameful situation, we shouldn't be so quick to try to embarrass people. And that's what Cain was doing. He was trying to embarrass his daddy. So he went out, sounding alarm. Ooh, come look at daddy. He's naked. He's all, he's down. And when people are in their lowest, you know, we shouldn't be so quick to try to expose them. And so, and this was the case and this was the lesson here that I find is that, first of all, Noah, he worshiped God. He wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect. Just like you and I, we're not perfect. But and that was an embarrassing moment in the family once again. Um, but um, but when people are doing embarrassing things, we shouldn't be such in a hurry to try to you know um, embarrass them or whatever. We should try to help them out, and that's what the other two sons did. They helped them out by covering them up. All right, so you to the day, hopefully those are encouraging words to you today on Monday. Have a blessed day and God bless you. Also, stay tuned. I will be doing switching over to my sports blog and doing a prediction for this Thursday for the Jaguars versus the Titans game. Have a blessed day and God bless you.